Two people retire on the very same day with the very same savings and go on to earn the very same average return for the rest of their lives. One of them dies with money to spare. The other runs out of cash at 78, terrified. Nothing separated them but the luck of timing, and it has a name almost nobody warns you about. This is Calm Dollar, where we take the scary-sounding corners of money and make them calm and clear. And today, it's a retirement danger that hides in plain sight, called sequence of returns risk. If steady, no-hype money thinking is your kind of thing, consider subscribing and stick with me. Because once you truly see this one, you'll look at the last stretch before retirement completely differently. Let's start with why this risk stays invisible for most of your life. For all your working years, you are adding money to your investments, every single paycheck. And in those years, a market drop is almost good news. Your next contribution simply buys more shares while they're on sale, and you've got decades ahead for them to recover and grow. A crash at 35 is a discount, so you learn correctly not to fear the dips. You even start to look forward to them. But the day you retire, that whole script quietly flips upside down. Now you are no longer adding money. You are pulling it out, month after month, to actually live. And a big market drop in those first few years of retirement is not a discount anymore. It's a wound. Because to pay your bills in a down year, you are forced to sell investments while they are cheap. Every dollar you pull out near the bottom is a dollar that can never climb back when the market finally recovers. You have locked that loss in, for good. There is no paycheck coming in behind you to buy those shares back. And that is how two people, with the exact same average return over the exact same years, can end up in completely different worlds. It comes down to one thing: the order the good years and the bad years happen to arrive in. That is sequence of returns risk. And here is the core idea in a single line, because it really is the whole video. When you are saving, the average return is what matters. When you are spending, the order matters just as much. Think about what that means. A great decade followed by a rough one is survivable because you built a cushion before the storm. But a rough decade right at the start of retirement, while you are withdrawing, can quietly follow you for the rest of your life. Same average, opposite order, completely different ending. If that reframe just landed for you, subscribe so the next breakdown finds you. Because now I want to prove it to you with real numbers, and this is where it truly clicks. Start with a fact that surprises almost everyone. Imagine you have $500,000 and you never touch it. No withdrawals at all. Over 2 years, the market hands you one great year, up 25%, and one ugly year, down 25%. Does the order matter? Not even slightly. Good year first or bad year first, you land on the exact same number, about $468,000 either way. When you are not spending a dime, the order is completely irrelevant. Now change one single thing. You've retired, and you pull out $25,000 at the end of each year to live on. Same $500,000 to start, the same two returns, a plus 25 and a minus 25, the same flat average of 0. Watch what the order does now. Retiree A gets the good year first. Their money grows to $625,000. They take their $25,000 to live on, and they head into year 2 sitting on $600,000. Then the bad year hits. Down 25%, they take their withdrawal, and they finish with $425,000. Retiree B gets the very same years in the opposite order. The bad year strikes first. That $500,000 falls to $375,000, and they still have to pull out $25,000 just to eat, dropping them to $350,000. Now the good year finally arrives, up 25% minus their withdrawal, and they finish with $412,500. Same money in, same returns, same average. Retiree B is simply behind, purely because the bad year showed up first. Over just 2 years, the gap looks small, around $12,000. But here is the part that actually matters. Retiree B had to sell far more shares while prices were low, so there are permanently fewer shares left in the boat to ride the recovery. That gap does not stay small. It compounds quietly, year after year, for the rest of a retirement. A tiny disadvantage early, left alone, does not stay tiny. Stretch this exact effect over a real 25 or 30-year retirement with an actual crash in the first few years, and the very same average return can mean one person leaves money behind for their kids while the other runs out a full decade early. That is the whole danger, in one word: timing. So what do you actually do about it? You cannot control when a crash decides to show up, but you can make very sure that it never forces you to sell at the bottom. 4 calm moves. Move 1. Build a cushion of safe money. Keep something like 1 to 3 years of spending parked in cash and short-term, high-quality bonds. The calm and steady stuff. Then, in a down year, you simply spend from that cushion instead of selling your stocks while they are low. This is exactly the ballast we talked about last time. Now you can see the real job it was quietly hired to do. It is the difference between waiting out a storm and being forced out into it. Move 2. Stay flexible with what you spend. The retirees who get hurt the worst are the ones who withdraw the very same amount, no matter what the market is doing. If the market has an ugly year, trimming your spending even a little, pausing the big optional purchases for a while, gives your portfolio room to heal instead of bleed. A rigid budget in the middle of a crash is what does the real damage. Move 3. Respect the danger zone. Sequence risk is not equally dangerous your whole life. It bites hardest in roughly the 5 years before and the 5 years after, the day you retire. That is the fragile window. So as you approach it, it's reasonable to hold a bit more of the calm, steady stuff, and then gently ease back toward growth once you are safely through it. Move 4. Don't come out of the gate spending too much. The less you pull out in those first fragile years, especially during a bad one, the more of your portfolio survives to recover with the market. You have probably heard of a rough 4% starting guideline for withdrawals. Treat it as a conversation starter, not a law of physics, and lean a little conservative early, when the risk is at its very highest. So let's bring it home. While you are still saving, only the average return really matters. But the moment you begin spending your savings, the order of those returns matters just as much. And a bad stretch early in retirement can shadow you for decades, because selling at the bottom locks the loss in for good. You defend against it the same calm way every time. Keep a cushion of safe money. Stay flexible in the bad years. Get a little more conservative right around your retirement date. And don't overspend early. Not one piece of that requires predicting the market. It only requires making sure you are never forced to sell at the worst possible moment. That is a plan you can actually keep, in good markets and bad. If this took a fuzzy retirement worry and finally made it feel manageable, that is exactly what Calm Dollar is here for. So tap subscribe before you go. Next time we break down how credit card interest actually works, the quiet math that can nearly double what you owe, and the simplest ways to beat it. And the reminder that always matters most. This is general education, not financial advice. The numbers here, a $500,000 balance, a $25,000 withdrawal, and those tidy plus and minus 25% years are round illustrative examples chosen to show how the timing works. Nothing more. Real returns, real spending, and the right plan for you will differ and shift over time. So run your own numbers or talk to a professional you trust. Keep it calm and keep it yours.